Thank you for listening to the TTalks.net podcast, the show that brings you information, guidance, and support to entrepreneur-minded individuals like yourself. TTalks.net will give you something to talk about tomorrow. This isn't the daily show, but this is the show where you'll get everything. You'll get a fiesta of a mix with the old and the new. They will give you tips and insights into everyday business, big wins in everyday life. They have a lot to add, from bookkeeping to sales, sales management, and sales training, and daily content for listeners to learn and enjoy. We are here to improve your life in business or a sales career. Without any further ado, introducing the dynamic duo, Alex DeLuca and Rafael Rodriguez Jr.
Here we go. Woo! We made it back, Ralph. How you doing? Good evening.
Good evening. April 5th, 2021, episode 29, Digital Marketing Trend.
We made it, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Alex DeLuca, and as always, your host, Rafael. We are here to give you the T-Talk topics of tonight. We made it April, 4 months into 2021. Things are happening. And we picked a topic that I think, could really resonate in this time, digital marketing trends that we cannot ignore. There's a whole list of them. I doubt we'll get through them all, but we will try.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Definitely the digital world is rapidly growing, and COVID-19 definitely was the edge that it needed to kind of push it to where it is now and even further. So it's going to be, there's going to be the two type of people. The people that jump in the bandwagon and the people are going to be left behind. The question is, which one are you?
It's time to jump on the bandwagon, growing up, a Florida Marlins fan, we always would say when they made the playoffs, everybody jumped on the bandwagon, but hey, the more the merrier. If you jumped on, it's the right time.
Well, I'm one of those. I was a Marlins fan until they did a couple stuff there,
It's all business, bro. Don't take it personal, huh?
Yeah, well, when you're a diehard fan, or used to be a diehard.
Trust me, dude, it's hard. Marlins, hard topic, and we can talk about with all my friends that listen to this show. We used to have the season tickets, and we used to have a blast. But yeah, they dismantled the team a couple times, I think.
Twice. I remember very vividly.
A couple times.
Yes. So the topic for today, digital
marketing
that you can't ignore for 2021.
You got a good one? We got a lot. What's your first one you want to point out?
Well, I think the first one is artificial intelligence.
Ooh, the smart ones. That's scary, but go ahead. That whole topic blows my mind.
And what happens is that you with anything, you got to be careful, especially when you're talking about, artificial intelligence and maybe we call them auto boots. So what it does is that as soon as somebody goes in into the website, it says, "Hi, I'm Jamie. How can I help you today?"
Yes.
And a lot of times they actually have a couple already predetermined answers depending on what you write.
Uh-huh.
But it actually makes you look good, especially now that we're moving the storefront into people's houses. How it's like the Walmart greeter. How important do you think is the Walmart greeter in Walmart? I think it's huge.
Well, Lowe's was started, and I was told this by an old timer on vacation who worked at Lowe's for a couple decades. But they went into business, with a rule, the 10-foot rule. If you're within 10 feet of anybody, you're an employee, and you see a customer, and you're 10 feet of them. You're saying, "Hey, how are you today? Is there anything I can help you with?" And you walk into department stores today. I don't know, man. That got lost in translation a long time ago.
Well, and going back even further is that Walmart was supposed to be a U.S. only product. Uh,
Yes, it was.
an interesting fact to know, and they always were outside of town because it was cheaper to build.
Hmm.
That's why you don't see them in high concentration areas, and that's how smart they are. They, you know, you buy cheap, you buy big, and you make the most out of your space.
Real quick on the artificial intelligence, big stuff. You have Microsoft and Uber users. They have, patrol parking lots with these robots. They're able to read license plates, report suspicious activity, collect data. Artificial intelligence is going to be huge. We talk about my man Elon Musk on every other show topic, but he has said it that he's going to put this little chip in your brain, and it will be able to rewire everything that your body reacts to, from chemical imbalances to diseases to memory loss, whatever it may be. But
Well,
I don't know if anybody watched the Ralph, but the Transformer movies. I think we need to stop mixing humans and robots. Yesterday, don't do it.
well, that's what artificial intelligence does, and part of that is your CRM system can actually utilize a artificial intelligence to the point where if this happens, then the next thing's going to happen, and typically throw 4 or 5 different emails back to back based on whatever criteria they have. So, and what that does, it just helps you. It's not so much that they're taking over, but it's just another tool
Hmm.
that you have to be able to communicate and be in touch with your consumer.
And I believe that artificial intelligence, is the biggest commercial opportunity for the next few decades at least.
What about this one? Programmatic advertising.
That's a good one. I was going down the list, but programmatic advertising, like how many things can you do behind the scene with what you know about your client's information to make your information pop up? Where can we start off with this one?
Well, it boils down to what your avatar of a customer looks like. You know,
Full circle, avatar. Remember that.
avatar of your
Who
customer.
is it?
Um, this is where you need to know what you have. You need to know who your most likely customer is going to be. In other words, if your product that you're selling and you look at your customer base and you see that most of the times 90% of your customers, their home price is less than 300,000. They might be low income, in the low income tier. Why would you spend money and time trying to target a high end, $1 million, mansion where you might not click with that customer base because of the way that you're set up? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, of course. I don't know how much you can break it down into layman's terms, but that's pretty close.
I tried. But yeah, so you wouldn't market, you wouldn't market $1 million, window to a $300,000 home. I think that's probably the easiest way of somebody can visualize, or selling a yacht on a $300,000 home. Being, don't get me wrong, there could be people out there that own a $300,000 home and they can afford a $20 million yacht. A perfect example will be Warren Buffett. I mean, Warren Buffett loves to live in a he lives in a middle class. I mean, he used to live in a middle class unless he moved recently. But that's
He
one of the
still
few
owns that
exceptions.
home. Yeah, no, he's owned that home for a while. He lived at it throughout the years, even if he owned other properties. He drove the same what's that champagne gold Cadillac DeVille. I'm not sure what it was. Might have even been a CTS or STS, one of those. Old school caddy, the guy went to McDonald's and he traded. It was frugal. He saved and he spent his money in the market. And LeBron James has become an avid learner from him, and he's doing pretty good in his life.
We talked about artificial intelligence, and we're actually discussing chat boots.
Yeah, the
they're
chatbots.
so
Yeah.
important. I mean, we kind of rolled them together, but I think everybody should get a gist of it. And if you have not seen a chat boot, that means that you must be completely in the dark. Because
Yeah, right.
most websites that you go to, there's always how can I help you, and it pops up immediately.
And that's what consumers want, is that instant response. It's huge.
And I know one of our customers, they have in their website, part of their CRM system, a chat booth that it will even ask, we like to set up an appointment, and tell them how what times are available, and it asks the information and it puts it right into the CRM. The CRM will send an email saying, hey, by the way, you just got an appointment.
If you can learn how to get the customer to come knocking on your door in that particular way, to where that CRM comes off your website and says, boom, you have an appointment, you have struck gold. It's a numbers game. It happens. You have to do many things to get that in motion.
Well, and it goes right next to the next one, which is conversational marketing. Again, you got the chat boot, and you can, I remember, and you might not remember this because this is going back to when we used to program in BASIC. We actually created stories, and we're talking about coding for thousands of lines to have a text game that basically was a somewhat of a conversational dialogue of a game, and then you used to go into different rooms and open room A, and then this happened, and then you backed out or went somewhere else. Well, the same type of philosophy, we're trying to institute it to the point where, imagine if you're selling widgets that you're able to show it in a three-dimensional, and if you have a question that you're able to ask that question right there and then, and without having somebody in the other side of that conversation that all is doing is spitting information that was already preset. Now, again, this doesn't come, out of the thin blue air. You have to create it, and it takes time, and you whatever time you put into it, whatever answers you can come up in advance that you feed it, the better that process might be with that end consumer when they're on your site.
Very good. Sweet.
What's next?
Let's see here. Personalization. If you want to stand out, you need to personalize yourself. You need to stand out and shout.
Well, here's a very interesting fact. 63% of consumers are highly annoyed, and if nobody knows what annoyed is, okay, basically is pissed off with generic advertising blasts. In other words, we talked about this. Whenever you write anything, you can have a template, but try to personalize it. Just a couple words to make it different, that it doesn't sound like so robotic.
And I do that with my emails that I send out, especially, the ones that I touch the homeowners. I make a reference to the conversation, something in the yard, something we spoke about, something we related with. But that goes to the same about mass, marketing. You can't just say the same thing over and over and over again and not keep it short and simple. You just got to be direct. Get to the point.
The next one is the one I like the most, video marketing.
That's something that I'm planning on. I'm looking at a few different green screen setups because within the next 10 days, I'm going to try to get that by April 15th to have some crazy thing in the background, like I'm sitting in front of the Capitol or something cool.
You
But
don't like my Las Vegas sign in the back?
I thought about doing that too, but since yeah, I'm working on it. I'm excited to get into the realm of podcasting, continue this journey using this portal to do things. And right on topic here is the video marketing. Like, how much useful information do we have in our heads on 95 different topics, and what better way it is to get it out to the world?
The whole new world.
Let everybody hear us, Ralph. We're on our way to millions and millions of viewers on a weekly basis, ladies and gentlemen. This is T Talks. You see it live first. This is BC, episode 28.
29.
Woo, 29. Getting
All
old.
right, so here's some interesting facts. 70% of consumers say that they have shared a brand's video. 72% of the business say that the video has improved their conversion rate. 52% of consumers that watching product videos makes them more confident in online purchase decision. And 65% of executives visit the marketer's website, and 39% call a vendor after viewing a video.
The next the pie chart that we're looking at is pretty neat. There's test-based article website. How do you most prefer to learn about a new product or service? You got ebook or manual, infograph, sales call, demo, presentation, pitch, and other test-based articles, website, or post. And overwhelmingly, there's a response of 68% out of all those choose a short video to learn about a new product.
And you know why, right?
Other than attention span, you tell me.
Well, attention span is one, but everybody wants short, sweet answers, and I think the short video. They always say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Now
Yes.
imagine a series of pictures.
Series and series and series of pictures, like a slideshow.
No, just the video. It's more than 1,000 words
Yes.
per second. So a 30-second video will translate to approximately, thousands of words that you can
Got
go
it.
ahead and register visually and more rapidly than having to read.
And look, you don't just need YouTube. There's plenty of other ways to drive higher engagement with your video marketing. As you make your video posts, you can start live broadcast stream on Facebook. Do you know about that?
A little bit.
We're trying. Instagram, LinkedIn as well. Issues. It's all about getting the people's faces. Video marketing, all the different things that we can think of on a daily basis for training, our training classes. Everything can be done through the webcam, through the video nowadays.
Well, and one of the things that actually has been becoming a trend, especially in the last few years, is the influencer marketing. There are a lot of people in different platforms are becoming great influencers, and based on your it's just not a number of followers, it's more of a engaging follower number. So the one thing you have to caution is that because you have 1 million followers doesn't necessarily mean that you have 1 million followers. You could have the idea is to have less is sometimes more, especially if they're more engaging. If that makes sense.
No, yes. Did you know if your website includes video, it's 50 times more likely to generate and drive organic search results. That's huge.
That's extremely huge.
More videos, the merrier, I'd say.
So going down the line, we could probably spend 5 episodes on influencers marketing and the
Oh, we
global.
could finish the month with it. This one topic.
Pretty much. But I think that at the end of the day, the influencer, regardless, the John Wayne when he picked up the cigarette and you actually see it. You saw it more on the TV side many years ago, where a famous artist was kind of used to do um, commercials, and because he was known as an artist, as a movie star, whatever, it helped influence the buying uh, the buying power of the consumer. Now with the social media and the Snapchat, the Instagram, the Tumblr, the Twitter, you're having more slices of that media kind of spread around. And I think all you need is you can have one influencer that has around 25,000 customer within your or followers within your region, and they can put a post and really have a big impact on your business because they fit the mold of the avatar of your avatar customer. And what am I trying to say? So if you have somebody, if you're a general contractor remodeler, and you have somebody who is a um, you know decorator, a DUI decorator, and it's in the South Florida market, and that's the followers are in that area, you, you might get a higher impact on hiring them to do one or two posts. I mean, it's like the Kim Kardashian when they excuse me,
You okay there?
I'm choking. Kim Kardashian just have to put one post and say, you know, I use XYZ, and the sales just jump.
Well, look, Kanye West just had to marry her, and I think he's the most wealthiest man of color ever. Did he reach that mark? He is killing it. It's all about branding. At the end of the day, it's what is it? It's a highly number of people. Somewhere around 63% of consumers trust influencers' opinions more than what the brands say about themselves. 58% of the people have bought a new product in the past 6 months because of an influencer's recommendation. If you can, people pay for influencers. It's huge. People make money off of being influencers. That's all they do. In any personal, any celebrity status person, you can see it. Marshawn Lynch, football player, he made his own brand and wore his own hats and wore his own shirts. Because that's what he wanted to do. He didn't want to influence another person's brand. If you're famous, it's people want to do what you do, wear what you wear, say what you say, and quack like you quack.
Well, the next one is the social media
Messaging
messenger
apps.
Now, I don't know about you, but it says 1.3 billion monthly users are active on Facebook Messenger. WhatsApp has 1.6 billion, Facebook Messenger 1.3, WeChat 1.1, QQ Mobile 808 million, Snapchat 314 million.
Snapchat 314.
Snapchat, sorry. And Telegram 200 million.
Ooh,
That's a lot.
it's a lot of
users.
communication, man. This is a new network that I was just listening to or researching on just last night. I forgot who I was listening and watching, but this is a whole new realm. To be able to message somebody and advertise. What do you think?
It is, and look at WhatsApp, 1.6 billion active user with 55 billion messages are sent
Every freaking
every
day, dude. 55 billion messages. So imagine if you can just get a million people in your local area that you want to do business with and WhatsApp message them. How do you do that, Ralph?
Hire digital Digital Master Company.
Listen, we give free information on a daily, nightly basis, ladies and gentlemen. If you want any other questions or recommendations on how to use our services, please reach out. digitalmasterco.com.
63% of customers are more likely to return to a company website that has a live chat. 63%.
They want instant feedback, satisfaction. Hi, how are you? Yes, this is the internet world, but you need to be live and interactive as soon as somebody's on your site. 63%.
That's a lot. And I think we're gonna do a couple more. So, time is going so quickly. But the next set of trend is visual search. Google Images was one of the first ones that I can remember that you can actually take an image, put it in the search, and voila. You were able to see all the images that were similar to that image, which I thought it was incredible how that happened. And I think the next one out there is Pinterest Lens.
Pinterest is huge, yes.
Is becoming one, so you might want to start considering if you're selling something that requires a visual images in different platforms will actually help drive some traffic to your website. And we can probably have a complete topic on visual aids that will help drive traffic, and then visual aid to help you convert
traffic. Yes,
because we can drive. Having traffic, it's great, but if the phones are not ringing, that means that you're not selling. Then traffic is great, but it's not paying the bacon. What you need is to pay the bacon so you can eat.
Eat, baby.
And that's where you got to make sure that before you take any of these platforms, you actually take an inventory of where you at, where do you want to be live, so you can start playing around with some of these platforms, trends. And you always have Digital Master Company that they'll provide you some free information, and they'll help you walk the way to see what could be your best possible choice. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that whatever funds and monies you're putting in, it's all about the ROI, your return on your investment. If you're having to spend $1,000, $1,500, you want to make sure that how much are you getting back. And there's always going to be an investment period. Things, because you put in $1,500 in advertising today doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get it tomorrow. It's going to be a process. The ideal situation is that you get that money back within 60 to 90 days. That is your idea. And if you can get it sooner, more power to you. But that's
more power to you.
Huh?
Said more power to you.
No, absolutely, because TV. Yeah, have you heard people saying that going to chambers sucks?
Yes.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? Going to chambers?
Yeah, the chamber event. Yes.
It's just it's a bunch of shaking hands.
Well, it's a process that you go through, and because you just showed up doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna buy from you. You got to.
It's how many people do you think the old school chambers see come in and out of there? They want to see one particular person in the industry stick around, get to know the group, they get to know you. And business is not referred overnight, but it is referred after persistence.
And it takes some time. It doesn't happen overnight.
Persistence.
And I think that the last micro moment,
Where are we at there? You went to
the four micro moments. I want to know moment, I want to go moment, I want to do moment, and I want to buy moment. Those are the micro moment. I think we're gonna leave that for tomorrow because that is a.
We'll jump right back on that can start the whole segment for the Tea Talks episode 30.
There you go. And other than that,
with that,
Thank you
being
for
said,
tuning in to ttalks.net. If you have any questions, comments, or something you want us to talk about, email us at raphael@ttalks.net or comment below. Please follow us on YouTube at ttalksnet and Facebook at ttalksnet. Please rate us and don't forget that sharing is caring. Thank you for your support. Till next time, we will tea talk later.
And yes, like she said, sharing is caring. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for once again tuning into Tea Talks. It was a pleasure. The time went by so fast. Good talks, good topics. My name's Alex DeLuca, and I'm out from Naples.
and this is Rafael Rodriguez from Hollywood, Florida, saying good night, goodbye,
Whoop, whoop.
and farewell.